everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, guys, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, guys. It is a very depressing situation for Manchester United. And I really appreciate everyone who comes here. You know what? Let's let off some steam. You know what? It is a therapy for Manchester United fans over here. We like to speak the gospel. We like to speak the truth. That's what we do here, guys. But before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your endless, unwavering support, guys. I really, really appreciate it, guys. So let's get straight in it. Firstly, I want to start off with some transfer news. Of course, Manchester United are looking for a new goalkeeper. Look, you know what? It isn't the best kept secret. Man United do want a new goalkeeper. The rumours that are circulating is that you know, we are looking to replace Onana. And one of those players is a guy that we've been mentioning on this channel for a very long time, guys, is Senny Lamens. Senny Lamens, the Belgium player, of course, very young player, can leave for about 25 million. Really, really decent player that Man United could be looking at. I did say a few months ago, that he's like the new Courtois, the new Petr Cech. He's a very, very decent, capable goalkeeper. And I think Man United should make that move. Look, but I feel like it feels a little bit inappropriate to be talking about, you know what, news about signings. Because, you know, we have the Mbeumo deal going on at the moment. No, subject to popular belief, Man United are not going to walk away from the deal. There was a lot of rumours about Man United walking away from the deal, but Man United not going to walk away from the Mbeumo deal. But I'm going to get into that. But first of all, Manchester United are targeting Senny Lamens as a new goalkeeper. There's many goalkeepers on Manchester United's radar, of course, guys. I've mentioned other goalkeepers over the last few weeks, including Thiago Pereira Cardoso, who I mentioned this morning, of course, guys. He could go for as little as 1.5 million euros. But so now we get into the nitty-gritty. We get into the big news in regards to Mbeumo. The rumour spreading today is that Manchester United are far away from an agreement with Brentford in regards to Mbeumo. What does that mean? It basically means that Manchester United are willing to pay the amount that Brentford want, but Manchester United are not willing to give the amount in full. Basically, they want to give the amount in installments. That's what Manchester United want to do. They don't want to give the amount of money in full. They don't want to pay the 50, 60 million up front. They want to give 20-odd million a year. And that is where Brentford and Manchester United are far away to an agreement. It is that stipulation right there. That has always been the case. This has been the case for a number of weeks now. Listen, it's been over a month since Mbeumo agreed to come to Manchester United. The 2nd of June was when he agreed to come to Manchester United. And we're still messing around with this deal. And, you know what? This proves to us that Manchester United are not willing to blow it out the water to get deals done, to help Manchester United, to help Ruben Amorim. And this is the person I feel sorry for the most. It is Ruben Amorim, to be honest with you, because Ruben Amorim's not going to have the players there for pre-season. He's not going to have a chance to work with those players. He's not going to have a chance to work on those tactics. And this is the biggest concern for me. Mbeumo coming in and Cunha, those two in particular, you know, would have helped Ruben Amorim in an attacking sense, because Man United's biggest problem over the last couple of years has been attack, has been scoring goals. So it would have had a great opportunity to work with Mbeumo, to work with Cunha, and to you know, work on patterns, etc. You know, and this is very important. People underestimate how important a pre-season is. You look at through history, you look at even Ugarte last season, he was inconsistent because he didn't have a pre-season. Now, I hope everything will be better this time around. Everything will be better this year. But one thing we cannot ignore is the incompetence and the slow nature of INEOS and the Glazers. Now, I put them together. Anyone who aligns themselves with the enemy, for me, is an enemy. And this is what people have to understand. There's a lot of Glazer talk, but not very much INEOS talk. Even in the protests, you don't really see much INEOS talk. INEOS facilitated the Glazers. INEOS are the reason the Glazers stayed. This is why, if you believe in INEOS are talking about Man United going bankrupt in December. If INEOS did not, if Jim Ratcliffe did not get the vanity project, Glazers would have had to sell. They would have had to sell because they do not have the money. They don't have the money. Now, anyone who thinks that the Glazers wouldn't sell, even if INEOS were not there, need to be waking up. I need to take what you're taking, mate, because that is not true. The Glazers wanted to leave the football club if they couldn't find an investor, or someone who could purchase the football club. They could no longer afford the football club. The regeneration, the building of the squad, the stadium, everything on top. It just happens that Jim Ratcliffe, was interested in buying a football club. Anyone, wasn't it? Barcelona, Chelsea, and now Manchester United, of course. He was interested in getting his mittens into any football club there was. It doesn't matter what football club it was. He just was interested in getting his mittens into a football club, getting his ego spread around, the vanity project. That's what he was interested in the most. And buying Man United on a 27% ownership, well, not ownership, but partly part shared, is a great example of how he doesn't really care about the football club, doesn't care about the fans. And I said earlier on my Twitter, is that, you know what? Show me evidence that he's a Manchester United fan. Show me evidence. Show me before the purchase, before the 27%. Show me evidence that he is a Man United fan. He manipulated the fan base. He lied to the fan base. And here we are. Unfortunately, there's still some people who still back him, who's still walking into hell with a blindfold. And they're still backing him to the hill and back for no apparent reason. Just for the fact of being right. Because their ego prevents them from changing their mind because they look a bit stupid. If I showed you the abuse I got because I didn't want Jim Ratcliffe as a part owner of Manchester United, if I show you the abuse I got last year, it is very embarrassing for those people right now to come back to me and apologize. Their ego will prevent them from doing that because I told these guys that these guys, INEOS, do not care about this football club. They do not care about Manchester United being successful on the pitch. They have other sinister motives to take a percentage of this football club. And lo and behold, that motive is the regeneration project. They want the regeneration project. They've got a chance to make billions, guys, in the regeneration project. And that is what it is. There you go. That is what they wanted. Lo and behold, I'm sorry, but I don't really get enticed by a fancy looking tent, a circus. I don't get enticed by that. I'm Old Trafford through and through. I don't care. We should be building Old Trafford, rebuilding Old Trafford, just like Liverpool rebuild Anfield, just like Real Madrid rebuild the Bernabeu. We should rebuild in Old Trafford, not moving to a bloody glorified circus tent. That is what I'm talking about. An absolute joke. How are you doing, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, you absolute legends. Let's read some of your comments, guys. Big up Danny B. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, bruv. Hope you're well. Big up Jamie. What's going on, bruv? I hope you're doing well, mate. I'm fuming, but I can think you can tell my Twitter post that has ruined my football club for 18 months with lies. Was it PR claiming to be a United fan? There's no evidence that they're a United fan. I don't believe they're a United fan. Absolutely. I never, this is the worst I've seen in the club in all my life to support the fans. Listen, guys, think about me, right? I've been supporting this football club for nearly 40 years. I see through a lot of bull. I see through a lot of crap. I see through a lot of lies. And there has been a lot of lies told about this football club over the years. Not least INEOS and that little playing on the heartstrings in regards to Jim Ratcliffe supporting Manchester United. As I said, there's no evidence to suggest that Jim Ratcliffe is a Manchester United fan. Show me one bloody photo in 77 years of Jim Ratcliffe being on this planet. Show me one photo that suggests and proves that he's a Manchester United fan. I bet you couldn't find one. Because every single one of us, if you are a true Manchester United fan, when you were a child, you have at least one shirt that says Manchester United on it. It doesn't have to be an official shirt. It doesn't have to be a replica shirt. It just has to be a shirt that says Manchester United on it. Every single true Manchester United fan at least has one from their childhood. I was broke. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I've got one. You know what I mean? So where, when anyone tells you that they're Man United fans and they can't produce a shirt when they were young, I think you got to question whether they really were Manchester United fans. Do you know what I mean? And that is one thing I would say about Jim Ratcliffe. He has not shown us any evidence that he is a Manchester United fan. And let's be honest, guys, how long has Jim Ratcliffe been rich for? What, since the 90s, 80s? So since then, you would have seen him at least at Old Trafford once. Let's forget about his poor upbringing. You know what? That little story, that old chestnut that they're playing on the heartstrings. Let's forget about that. Let's think about the 90s. Let's think about the turn of this century when he had money, right? Let's think about that. Now, let's think about how many times have you seen Jim Ratcliffe at Old Trafford? How many times? Zero. You've never seen him there. So this is what I'm talking about. The lies, the manipulation, and sadly, some people fell for it. Sadly, some people are still behind it. Some people are still backing it because they don't want to turn around and they don't want to say this was wrong. Now, in regards to Brian Mbeumo deal will happen. Incompetently, it will happen. The life has been sucked out of this deal. The energy, the enthusiasm has been sucked out of this deal. We are tired of this deal. We want this deal to be over. We want it to go through, right? If Manchester United, let's say for argument's sake, Man United walked away from this deal, it will look even more incompetent than they already look. It would be absolutely disgraceful because that would prove to you for 6 weeks they've been doing nothing. Now, the rumor is today is that Man United and Brentford are far apart in negotiations, far apart. So what all this 6-7 weeks has been going on, nothing has improved. Nothing has improved. Brentford want what they want. Man United just want to give them what they want to give them. Brentford are not going to budge, guys. So you either pay the money, give Brentford what they want, or walk away. And you, by you walking away, don't think we ain't seen this. This is an absolute disgrace. And I feel like, guys, I want to say this, right? I want to urge everyone not to blame Ruben Amorim for this. Because this has nothing to do with Ruben Amorim. This has nothing to do with him. Because there's a lot of people out there with the knives out on Ruben Amorim. This has nothing to do with Ruben Amorim. And I urge people not to turn against Ruben Amorim because it has nothing to do with him. He had nothing to do with this, guys. Absolutely not. Bear me a second. Jamie, Liverpool is in for Isaac. We are finished. Listen, Liverpool are doing shrewd business. Liverpool are acting like they came 15th last season. That's what Liverpool are acting like at the moment. They're acting like they came 15th. Man United are acting like we're the champions at the moment. We're acting like we don't need to do any business. We're already a very good football team. That's what we're acting like at the moment. If Liverpool sign Isaac, if Liverpool sign Mateta, or anyone of that ilk, they are going to be flying next season. They've already got Florian Wirtz. They've got Mateta. They're going to have a world-class striker. They've got Frimpong in there. It's all added to the fact they've got other players around that squad who are experienced at winning major trophies, including Champions League and the Premier League. They're experienced at doing that. What do Man United have? You know, how does anyone think that Man United are going to overtake these guys with what we have at the moment? Are they miraculously going to turn into great players? Miraculously, you know what? We're going to start playing like a world-class team? I don't think we are. I don't care how many PR training videos that you send out there. I don't care. Now, rumor is going around that Jadon Sancho will leave Manchester United and Manchester United are willing to pay the 4.7 severage deal for Jadon Sancho, which is, again, this is disgraceful. We're going to pay Jadon Sancho 4.7 million to leave. Well, I know that we need him gone, but what other football club in the world, right, pays to let their players go? If there's a bid from Juve or Napoli or any of those clubs, right, they pay the money and that's it, the player leaves. You never hear about other clubs paying players to leave, plus the team that's buying them paying money for them, and then you pay the money to the player to leave as well. Isn't this weird? Is it only Man United who do these kind of things? Look, I want Jadon Sancho to leave. I think it's very important Jadon Sancho leaves because obviously Jadon Sancho's toxic presence in the football club will be bad. And obviously we got a lot of young players in the squad that we don't want them mingling with because obviously they're going to be a bad influence. And that includes obviously Marcus Rashford as well and other players who do not want to be at the football club. But best in class. Best in class. If they are the best in class, I hate to know their idea of the worst in class. Who are we talking about the worst in class? Jack the Ripper. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is what I'm talking about. You know, the best in class. For goodness me. My goodness me. I've never heard such much rubbish in my life. Get this. Big up. No swearing, Jamie. Careful to swear, mate. Careful to swear. Good morning, Sal. When Liverpool bid the Isaac, we're still negotiating for Mbeumo. It is a shamble. If we do not do anything, our club will be a new AC Milan. We're worse than AC Milan, Natty. AC Milan don't come 15th. AC Milan have standards. AC Milan, they get their ownership on the pitch and they ask them questions. They empty stadiums. That's what AC Milan do. AC Milan will be back. Man United won't be back. AC Milan will be back before Man United at this rate. You know what I mean? Man United are far behind AC Milan. But it is a similar story. It is a similar story. What's going on with AC Milan is the same as going on with Man United. But Man United probably have the worst ownership in world football. Pound for pound, I think we have the worst ownership in world football, which has contributed to us, pound for pound, being the worst football team in world football, given our stature, given who we are, etc., etc. You know, it's madness at the end of the day. Natty, Sal, I think they are not making their deals happen because they want to expose that what Brentford asked. They are egotistical, arrogant people if their channel get. Like, at the end of the day, look, you know, if Brentford won a certain amount of money, Man United are in no place to start endlessly negotiating for something completely different. My feeling is that they're going to do exactly what they've been doing over the number of years, which is eventually they're going to accept what Brentford want and move on. And what do we do by doing that? We wasted a lot of time when we could have just said yes in the first place and saved a lot of time and bought a striker. So that obviously means that, in my opinion, that they are purposely dragging this transfer out so that they have less time in purchasing other players as well. So they can use the excuse that, you know what, we ran out of time. We ran out of time. Sorry, guys, we ran out of time. This is what I believe they're doing. I really do believe that. I think that they're wasting time by purpose. I think eventually what Man United are going to do, they're going to pay up. They're going to pay up and Mbeumo will be playing for Man United. It's incompetence. Big up, Jim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is blessed. Some INEOS fans give them time. We did not want them to go to bed with Glazers. It's their fault. I mean, they're part of it. They're part of it. And they have no leg to stand on when it comes to INEOS. We told these guys about this because they were supporting INEOS because of the wrong reasons. They were supporting INEOS because of sinister reasons, not footballing reasons, not, you know what, human rights reasons, whatever that is. You know what I mean? This is football. They were not supporting the ownership because of that. They're basically, look, we all know why they supported INEOS. We all know why they wanted Jim Ratcliffe. You can't just tell me, you can't lie to me in my face. I mean, I'm just waiting for someone to confirm it. Now, because at the end of the day, we all know why they didn't want Qatar. And it's certainly not to do with football and human rights, virtual signaling and all that. Certainly not that. Do you know what I mean? Because I will take you to PSG. Look how well PSG are, right? Look how well they're doing. Look at the owner going around New York, meeting fans. You know what I mean? Jim Ratcliffe don't even want to touch you, mate. He wouldn't want to shake your bloody hand. He wouldn't want to go near you. And that is what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? You're talking about a billionaire, and because he's a billionaire who basically, you know what, comes from the same town as you, looks like you, dresses like, well, doesn't dress, he dresses like a tramp, but looks like you, you're going to be like, oh, I want Jim, oh, Jim. Even though he lied to you and said he's a Man United fan when he's not. You know? Kevin, good morning. How you doing? We got to deal done, pissed off, and the ownership, Sir Glazer family. Big up, Kevin. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely. Natty, I think Cunha deal has happened because of the release clause. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Natty, we can't really give him credit for the Cunha deal because at the end of the day, no one else wanted Cunha. Let's be real about here. Let's be real out here, guys. No one was going in for Cunha at that time, and he had a release clause. So let's be real about that. Absolutely. We cannot use Cunha as an example. Cunha was a release clause. Man United paid a release clause. He has to leave. That's it. If Mbeumo had a release clause, he'd be signing for Man United right now. He doesn't, though, does he? And at the end of the day, they have to pay the money. They either pay the money or they have to walk away. And then by them walking away, it basically means that they've wasted a whole couple of months on absolutely nothing. You know, and at this stage, at this time in Man United's history, this pivotal time in Man United's history, where we came 15th, and we can either go this way or that way. It could get worse or it could get better, right? Now, we have to be very, very calculated this window. We have to make sure we get the players in. We have to bit by bit chip away at that league and try and get back up that table and try and get back into Europe. But Man United should not be accepting mediocrity. Man United should not be accepting, oh, I'll be happy if we come 10th. We shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be saying that at all. We should be talking about up the league. We want to go as high as possible that we want to go. And listen, we are Manchester United. We're not accepting mediocrity, mid-table, 8th place, 7th place, 6th place, 5th place. Hell, we're not even accepting top 4. Manchester United should be challenging for the league. Whether it's realistic or not, that is what Manchester United should be doing. And that is what we should have in our head. As a 40 years of supporting this football club, where we came from, this team should always have a chance. This football club should always have a chance because we came from adversity. We came from adversity. We should not be saying Manchester United will be happy with 8th Oh my good Lord. I mean, I think about this, right? I look at this and I see people saying I'll be happy with 8th, I'll be happy with 10th. I'm like, I'm pulling my hair out. I say, mate, we're bloody Manchester United. Do not let INEOS hear you say that, because they'll be delighted if they heard you say that. They'll be over the moon, because that means they'll be like, oh, right, standards are low. We don't need to spend too much. You know what? The fans are expecting 8th to 10th. Great. We don't need to spend too much to get us up the league, because at the end of the day, all that INEOS care about is that regeneration project and dragging it out as far as possible, spending as minimum as possible for that regeneration project, guys. This is why I said to these people, everyone in the stream who came on this stream and said that it'd be better if Man United got relegated, you know, it won't. It won't be better if Man United got relegated. And I'll tell you why. Because if Man United got relegated, they will find other ways to make money for the football club in regards to compensating for the money they lost in regards to the Premier League revenue. But the Premier League revenue doesn't really matter. When Division 1 will be shown live on TV, and every single person wants to watch Man United in Division 1. Every single person is still going to buy the Manchester United jersey. They're still going to sell out the season tickets. It's still going to be the same, guys. So at the end of the day, the best thing for Man United is that they lead the football club. If they're not willing to invest in the football club, they need to leave this football club. I don't want to hear any, we're going to go bankrupt bull. And that is rubbish at the end of the day. I want them to leave. If they cannot invest in this football club, the best thing for them to do is leave our great football club. Leave us alone. Let the fans, let's get together as a fan base and let's put money into the football club like they do in Germany, and let's get the 51%. Big up Danny B, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, you legend. Hope you're good, bruv. Hope everything is blessed with you. Danny, our season is written off already. Again, Danny B, again, isn't it? It's not the first time, isn't it, mate? This is the endless time that this has happened, that our season's been written off before it's even started. How many seasons are we going to get written off? We're getting old, guys. We're getting old. We can't keep writing off seasons like this before they've even started. You know, this is what I mean. But they love that, Danny. They love that. INEOS love that. The Glazers love that. They love it because they're like, oh, yes, season's written off, no expectations. And then what happens when the season starts? Ruben Amorim gets thrown under the bus. Ruben Amorim gets thrown into the Sharks. That's what happens. And then you get those little fickle fans out there, content creators out there who are jumping down Amorim's throat, forgetting about what happened in the summer, just like they did last year. They do that, right? And at the end of the day, which they've done in January, by the way. So at the end of the day, no, I don't want to see that again. I'm not going to see that. I'm not going to turn against any manager because I know the situation. Because if they're not backing Ruben Amorim, a guy with a distinctive style of play, a guy they begged to come in mid-season. They begged because Ruben Amorim wanted to come at the end of the season. They begged him. They said, Jun, if you do not take the job, you're not going to get the job in the future. Does anyone believe that? They probably would have given him the job in the pre-season anyway, but they forced him to come to Man United in the mid-season. And then for them not to back him this summer. And guys, we sent this. I did show people this earlier on today. I did show people this. Manchester United, look, for Manchester United, this January transfer window was more about getting the house in order for the summer. There you go. That was from David Ornstein. Okay, that was around January time, guys. There you go. Liars, manipulators, frauds at the end of the day. That's what I'm talking about. You know, so if they're not going to back Ruben Amorim right now, if they're not going to back Ruben Amorim, who are they going to back? It doesn't matter if you get Ancelotti, Jurgen Klopp, you know, Pep Guardiola. It doesn't matter who they're going to back. They're not going to back him. They've just proven that they're not. They've proven that they will lie, they manipulate to get their way, and then they'll just shut down, and that's it. The silence is deafening. In regards to INEOS, the silence is deafening. I have not heard a peep from them. From an ownership, from Barada, from Jim Ratcliffe, who was so openly vocal over the last year, vocal as anything, have gone like a mouse all of a sudden. I've gone so quiet. Why are they so quiet all of a sudden? Why are they not communicating with fans all of a sudden? Why are they not reassuring fans all of a sudden? Now, we're going to get this Mbeumo deal done, guys, right? We better. And if we get this Mbeumo deal done, I don't want people jumping up and down celebrating because I'm certainly not. I'll go, great. 1 down, 5 to go. Where's the rest? Right? By now, Man United should have had Mbeumo in, Cunha in, and a striker in. By now. Minimum. Considering that we're nowhere near Arsenal, we're nowhere near Liverpool, we're nowhere near Newcastle, we're nowhere near Man City, minimum Man United should have had at least a striker in and Mbeumo in, and we would have had Cunha and Mbeumo and a striker, and at least Ruben Amorim had something to work on this pre-season. We play Leeds United in a few days, guys. A few days we play Leeds United. Now, like, guys, we might as well just rip it all up, and we might as well just say, okay, let's just play the youngsters. Let's just play the youth team. That's what we might as well do, isn't it? Just play the youth team. We might as well think ahead in the future, because at the end of the day, they don't want to spend money, do they? You know, and this is the thing. This is the thing. And for anyone who wants to support INEOS continually, that's your prerogative, but I find it disingenuous. I find it wrong, and I don't think you really have the best interest of Manchester United at heart. Big up, Danny B, my guy. Big up, Helge. Good day, sir. Celinio, what's going on? Helginio, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. How are you doing, legend? Not well. I'm presuming after the Mbeumo update, we're all in this together, but it's tough as fuck. It's very tough, Helge, but I believe the Mbeumo deal is going to go through. I think eventually they're going to pay the money, because they know if they walk away from this deal, it's going to be an absolute disgrace. And I think if they walk away from this Mbeumo deal, many of the people who are INEOS doubt at the moment are going to just completely turn to INEOS out. That's what's going to happen. Because if we lose this Mbeumo deal, we have lost 2 months of this window. It's not like we have 6 months window, guys. It literally finishes very soon. Do you know what I mean? We've got literally a month and a half, okay? And this is over, you know? So if we lose the Mbeumo deal, who's next? Do you actually think they have a plan? Do you think they have a plan to have... Who's next in line? Who's the next player that we're going to get? Who's the next number 10 we're going to get? Do you think they have a plan? I certainly don't. We're losing Osimhen, Gyökeres, Mateta, Isaac, Ekitike. All these players are leaving not to go to Manchester United. So the pool of talent is decreasing by the day, guys. So who are we going to get now? Because they have not proven to me as an ownership that they know how to scout. They have not proven to me that they are willing to go to South America, that they're willing to go to Japan, that they're willing to go to Australia, that they're willing to go to Africa. They've done it a bit. They got Diego Leon and they got Kone through the door. Fantastic. But since then, what have they done? They manipulated the fan base. They've done a bit. They put a little bit of Salt Bay on it, and that's all they've done, guys. Since then, they haven't done anything in the scouting nature. They lost Mastantuono. He's gone to Real Madrid. You know? Big up Jamie. Season's already over already. Big up my friend. George Best 007. Hi, Sal. Hope you're having a good time. Big up George Best 007. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Working hard as usual, my friend. Good to see you. Emergency meeting. Absolutely. This is what it is, Kenny. And we have to have this emergency meeting. We have to have people let off steam, because this is unacceptable at the end of the day. Kevin, Alexander under Liverpool after him. I'm depressed, bro. If Liverpool, Kevin, if Liverpool get Isaac, we might as well just call it a day. You know, we might as well call it a day, because Arsenal have got Gyökeres, Liverpool have got Isaac, and Man United are going to fall further and further away. Further and further away. We're behind Chelsea, we're behind Liverpool, we're behind Arsenal, we're behind Man City, we're behind Newcastle, we're behind Tottenham. We're behind everyone at the moment. You know, it's going to have to take something miraculous to happen. If Ruben Amorim managed to get Man United into Europe next season, I'm telling you now, and I'm not exaggerating, guys, he deserves a statue. He deserves a statue, guys. It's unbelievable. Natty, they make fans too excited that next season. Look, they said it. They lied to us. They lied in our face. And look, live in colour, live. You know what I mean? We've got the receipts. We've got the receipts there from David Ornstein from January. Those are the receipts there. You know, it's right there in your face that we are preparing for the summer. We're preparing. We are relaxed. The summer is going to be a big one. And boy, it is a big one. This was their test. This was their chance to show everyone that they cared about this football club, that they care about what happens on the football pitch. But no, all that's happened is that they've exposed themselves for being the money-greedy owners that, you know, we all expected at the beginning and we hoped wasn't true. We hoped it wasn't true. I hoped that INEOS would come in and you know what, invest in the football team, proper investment in the football team. I hoped that they would do that. I hoped that they would buy the football club in 2006, but 26, but that's not going to happen, isn't it? You know, they just lied and manipulated. They lied to you. And you have to hold your hands up. Those who supported INEOS, you have to hold that, mate. You have to hold that. Because at the end of the day, whilst you were slandering me, whilst I was talking about, I'm not only talking about Qatar, I'm talking about any entity, any business that wanted to buy this football club fully, I was behind. Getting the Glazers out is all I cared about. I don't care who got them out. Get the Glazers out. Get the Glazers out, clear the debt, and let Man United go from strength to strength. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. You know, but you made it about Qatar, you made it about Qatar only, and you made it about, you know what, virtual signaling and human rights and stuff like that. You know, and here we are. Big up everyone. Laman's quality, absolutely. We mentioned him on the show many times, isn't it, Danny B? We mentioned Laman's now. Media are starting to report it. Stretford Post were the ones who announced it. The community here, including Danny B. You know, we are on the ball, guys. We mentioned obviously Laman's months ago. We knew that Man United were interested in Lamens, and so are other clubs that are interested in Lamens as well. We knew that Lamens is quality, and lo and behold, you get other journalists talking about it. When we were clowned off a few weeks ago about saying we're not going after selling Lamens, we're not, stop making up bull crap. You know, every single player that we seem to be linked with, we mention it on Stretford Post. You know what I mean? Helge, such a contradiction with all journalists reporting that we are focused on Mbeumo deal, therefore not exploring other deals. Same journalists say no significant developments over the last couple of weeks. And if there's no significant developments over the last couple of weeks, I would like to know what they're doing. Are they going out for a coffee? Is that what they're doing? Are they just going out for a coffee, talking about the movies they've been watching? Is that what they've been doing? Are they just going out knitting, picnic? What they've been doing over this last few weeks? Because I know that if I sat face to face with someone, talking intensive talks to that person, I would get somewhere. I would get somewhere. So those best in class have probably been talking to a mannequin. They've probably been down bloody Marks and Spencer's clothes section talking to a mannequin. That's what they've been doing. They've not really been talking to a real human being. Because that's what I'm thinking. Like, how can they be talking to someone for 7 weeks and you got no progress? It just, I cannot believe it. You know what I mean? I cannot believe it. It's unbelievable. Big up, Jamie. I will take this goalkeeper, but it's not enough. No, it's not enough. We know, Jamie, it's not enough. Man United need far more. Man United need a striker. They need a number 10. They need a midfielder. They need a right wing back. You know, and that's it. But we could basically give them a blight on the wing back situation. We've got Mantata, who I think is a fantastic young player, and we got Dalot. But we can give them a blight, even though we need a right wing back. We can give them a blight on that. But we need a goalkeeper. We probably need a defender because obviously we've got Evans and Lindelof, who we've lost. Right, and we've also probably need a midfielder as well, you know. So look, you know, we're not asking for the world. We're not asking for 15 players. We're asking for about 4 players that will fix this football team: the striker, Mbeumo, the midfielder, and the goalkeeper. That's all we're asking for. Is that too much for a Manchester United fan to ask for? We're Manchester United at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Big up, my friend. Jamie, you sheep. King Soul Bot TV. You're a bot, mate. You got bot in your name. Don't know what you're talking about. Helge. So basically not working on other deals because we are focused on the Mbeumo deal, but at the same time, no significant development of the company. Exactly, Helge. Listen, I even said, right, a few weeks ago, I said that I don't care if they're working on the Mbeumo deal and they take their time on that Mbeumo deal. That's fine. But be working on other deals as well. Be working on other deals as well. But the fact that they haven't progressed in weeks with the Mbeumo deal and haven't got any other deal ready either. Unbelievable amounts of incompetence. Unbelievable amounts of incompetence. Absolute unacceptable levels of incompetence. Helge. So basically, we're not working on the two focus, not working on it. So yeah, absolutely nothing, brother. Romano Vlahovic has been offered to Man United, but Man United are focused on signing Mbeumo. I mean, at the end of the day, do we have only one guy? Do we have one guy? I thought we had an entourage of people who are working on various amounts of deals at Manchester United at the moment. What is going on here? What is going on? What, we only have one, but I can't concentrate on too many things at the same time. I mean, I know the old stereotype that men can't concentrate on 2 things at the same time, but they are feeding into that. Women, like, you know what I mean? They're looking at it. We might as well get, you know what? We might as well get someone else. We might as well get a female to do the job because they'll do it better than what we're doing at the moment because we can't concentrate on 2 things at the same time. It's ridiculous at the end of the day. You know, Wilcox, ring up your wife. You know what I mean? Bring your wife to the conversation, because at the end of the day, we're getting nowhere, guys. I can't concentrate. I've got this Flyovic thing in my ear. I can't concentrate. Let me concentrate on Mbeumo, please. I can't hear it. I can't do it. Meanwhile, you got Arsenal, you got Man City, you got bloody Liverpool working on multiple deals at once. And I know that the Tottenham deal went up in smoke in regards to the Morgan Gibbs-White deal, but look how quickly that materialized. Look how quickly that happened, of course. Darmesh, a number of clubs are Ian Jackson's situation. The club, look, listen, let me tell you something about that, Harold. Darmesh has slipped into my DMs many times trying to get news, so I wouldn't take anything to gospel, and I can prove that. I wouldn't take anything to the gospel in regards to that, my friend. Yeah, look, they don't really have the lowdown on anything. And I know Darmesh, and Darmesh, you know, was going to come on the show last year. Didn't really get him, but I will do in the future. But yeah, no, I wouldn't take anything Sky say as the gospel at the moment, my friend. One deal at a time is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen at the football club. Absolutely. Big clubs do not do one deal. We are acting like a small team. Absolutely. A7K, Glazers out, INEOS out now. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Held, INEOS plan to do a 180 degrees, get a free at the back coach who couldn't be more different to the previous manager. Support him in no way, making no changes in the squad, in the chance. Exactly what I've been talking about. Distinctive style of play, bringing him midway through the season, not backing him. It's exactly what I'm talking about, Held. It's exactly what I'm talking about. It's what I've been talking about for months. You know, exactly the thing I've been talking about. And I'm prepared for this window. I was prepared. I was calm. Don't worry, in June. I was calm in June. I was like, okay, all right. Let me give him a chance. But in the back of my mind, I knew that nothing was going to happen. Thank you so much, Grayo, you absolute legend. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Much love to you, brother. Thank you very much for your endless generosity, my friend. It's a joke, Jamie. At this stage, we are worse than scummios. Absolutely. Guys, I think it begs the question. Are Man United right now better without INEOS? And I want to put this question to you guys. Are we better off without INEOS? Now, let me write something. Okay, guys, let me write something for you. I'm gonna ask the question. So are we better off without INEOS? So I'm gonna write a little poll on this, guys. Now, we've got half an hour, we've got 20 minutes for this poll. Let's ask if we are better off without INEOS, guys. Without INEOS. So I'm gonna get this up. Okay, Stretford Post. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this. So let me write this down. Okay, let me write this down. Start a poll, actually. Start a poll. Are Manchester United better, worse off? Should I say worse with INEOS? Yes, no, same. There we go. I created a poll, guys, so let me know what you think about that. Yes, no, or the same, guys. Yes, no, or the same. So let me know what you think about that. Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Jamie, I tweeted this to There's No Evidence that supports us. He doesn't support us. I've been saying it for weeks and months, Jamie. Weeks and months. Ozstein, for Manchester United, this January transfer was more about getting. Thank you so much for Harold. I've posted that today. I did mention it today. I mentioned it in this show as well at the beginning. Absolutely, Harold. Thank you so much for that, brother. Here is the face of Jim. The Rats seeing the summer go to shambles. And they've gone very, very quiet, haven't they? Harold. I can't talk about specific names yet. This was on May the 28th, Harold. But we've been planning for many months, considering the different scenarios. We're clear about where to invest. We'll execute the plan. Liar. Absolutely, Harold. Spot on. They are liars. And this is exactly what he said on May the 28th, guys. These are his exact words. And here we are, guys. Here we are, of course. A7, what's going on? Most of our fans are shy at Jim Bootlicker and our ex-players yeah, they are, mate. And we have to say that A7K. Those people who are bootlickers of INEOS, they don't have the best interest of Manchester United at heart. They don't. And they never did. You know, at the end of the day, how could you not want a full buyout? Just because Qataris, you don't believe in them. They're, you know, they're virtual signaling, their human rights. Have you ever been to Qatar? Have you ever been to the UAE? Have you ever been to Oman or Yemen or anywhere like that? Have you ever been there? Have you ever seen what it is over there? Have you ever experienced life over there? I have. I lived there 3 years. You know what I mean? You want to talk about that? You know what I mean? I come from London, England, mate. My great-grandmother's a flipping OBE from the Queen. I'm more English than it gets. I went to the Middle East, and I love it. So all these lies and manipulation and twisted things that they feed you, it's all lies. And unfortunately, because people have been so brainwashed over the years, they believe everything they hear. The Tommy Robinson crew, those people, they believe everything they want to hear. They don't listen. They don't learn. You know, they just want to listen to the bad things about the Middle East. That's all they wanted to do. Middle East was a godsend to Man United. It was a godsend. If we had Qatar in our football club, goodness me, right now, I don't even know what would be happening. Us lot, I mean, and I hope I would know you lot. You know, it would be absolutely fantastic on there. We'll be absolutely buzzing, guys, right now. Buzzing. You know? Jamie. It's a vanity project, Sal. Conned his way into football club. It is a vanity project. He wants his name all over the stadium. Look, you know, you say Danny B, Zurich Stadium. You know what? It might as well be because we're absolutely being effed. That's what we're doing at the moment. And every single time we go to the tent of the circus, we're going to be effed. So it might as well be sponsored by Zurich. But you know what it's going to be sponsored by, don't you? We all know. INEOS Stadium. Sir Jim Ratcliffe Way. The Glazer Hotel. Come aboard the Glazer Hotel. The Glazer Hotel, goodness me, as I said earlier, the Glazer Hotel will basically be the Cecil Hotel. You know the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles? That hotel that had loads of bad luck? And everyone kept on unaliving in that hotel? That's basically what that Glazer Hotel is going to be. That's what they want. They want a Glazer Hotel. They want the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Way. They want the Sir Jim Ratcliffe stand. They want the INEOS Stadium. That's what they want. And people need to wake up to that fact. This is a vanity project. You know me, I'm glass half full type of person. We are Man United, we always find a way, but I'm also a realist. I can't find one glimmer of a hope positive nowadays. Held, you know me as well, mate. You know what we've been like all season, isn't it, Held? You know where we've been. You know, I mean, Tyborg's been in this and Asiv and people like that. We've watched this whole season unfold. You know how positive we are. We've been positive all season, watching every single game of this absolute shit show we've been watching, haven't we? You know, and we've been here, witnessing every minute of it. But I think it's disingenuous to start talking about positive things when positive things don't exist at the moment. Now, things can change. Okay, let's give them to the 1st of September when the transfer window ends, right? They can make a difference now. They can make sure they get some players in. They can make a change. My biggest fear is this. My biggest fear is that there's not going to be no one available. There's not going to be any players left. All the good players are going to be gone. All the good players are out the door. You know, who are we going to get? Night in a much bigger Coco. How you doing? Well, Remo, building a circus because it employs clowns. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? We built a little stage outside the new stadium. Have you seen it? They got a little stage out there. And people are asking me, what's that stage about? What's that stage about? There's an artist called Simply Red. Simply Red was a big Man United fan. So basically, before every single game, he's going to get Simply Red on the stage and singing, "Money's too tight to mention," to remind everyone he's got no money. Because he wants to remind people he's got no money so that he doesn't have to spend any money. There you go. A7K, long as Glazers and INEOS are in charge, we will never going to catch any top team. As I said many times, AC, we're basically at the front of the line of a 100-meter sprint. And we got Usain Bolt on the left, and we got Linford Christie on the right, and we're in the middle, right? And then the gun goes off, poof, and they start sprinting, okay? So we're like, don't let them go, let them go. What we're going to do, we're going to sprint in installments. So we'll get to the goal eventually. Not realizing that those in front of us are going to get further and further and further away from us. It's crazy, isn't it? Helge, the only chance we have as a club now is a total right anarchy, setting fires, doing protests with arrests and causing mayhem. I know it seems extreme, but nothing ever. Look, what I would say to you, Helge, isn't it really, really sad? Isn't it really, really sad that we have to go down this type of route? that people have to harm their reputation. People have to risk getting prison sentences, getting fines, getting, criminal records because of them. All we need to do is empty the bloody stadium. That's what we need to do. Empty the stadium. Watch what will happen. Imagine an 99% empty stadium against Arsenal in the first game of the season. Imagine the sponsors, what the sponsors are going to think when they look at that and they think that. And if that doesn't work, then you up the ante. But we need to make sure it is ruthless. At the moment, we want Glazers out. Say we want Glazers out. Hit the hop, the hippity, don't stop, boogity bee. That's basically what we're doing at the moment. We're basically doing a rap song to them. You know what I mean? Who are we waiting for? Tupac Shakur to do a little hit 'em up? What are we waiting for? At the end of the day, this is what they're doing. Hit the hop, the hip, the hippity, the don't stop, boogity bee. We want Glazers out. Say, we want Glazers out. We want Glazers out. Say, we want Glazers out. What's that doing? Do it to me. I don't care. Say, we want Sal's out. Say, we want Sal's out. I'll stand there and dance with you. I'll dance with you. We want Sal's out. We want Sal's out. It's a great tune. And let's do it. At the end of the day, this is what it's all about, guys. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. It's too nice. Too nice. Get Fred the Red as well. We got Fred the Red. With Teddy Bear. Flipping heck, man. For goodness sake, I'm tired of seeing some bloody Werther's Original sucking midlife crisis, bloody super Reds doing this thing, because we need to make sure this is ruthless and we need to make sure it's a proper protest. Empty the bloody stadiums, man. There's no point doing that if you're going to walk in the stadium, is there? And I applaud everyone who does something, because I've tried as well, and I got ridiculed from Kingdom Come. But I've tried to empty the stadium. I've done a 58th minute walkout, which flopped, but that's not my fault. And so this is what they need to do. Get the top Reds. Get the people who've been going there 60 years. Stop talking and do. And that's what I would say. I've just seen photos of Jassim in a shirt, though. In our shirt, though. Look, at the end of the day, we were told for many, many months that Sheikh Jassim did not exist. We were told that many, many times that Sheikh Jassim is a fake AI. We were told many, many times, weren't we, that he's fake. And here we are. There you go. Live in colour at the World Club Championship final. There you go. Sheikh Jassim Ahmed. That's the one right there. So I don't want to hear it anymore. Make your apologies louder than your slander. And that's what I would say about that. Make your apologies louder than your slander, of course. Jim rat off the cliff. Absolutely. Definitely needs to be. Jim only here to makes money for himself and Glazers. Both of them don't care about our football club. Absolutely. Guys. Right. Ratcliffe wanted their club to be popular, not to make investments on the team. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what he wanted. He wanted a vanity. Everyone, please smash the like, subscribe buttons. INEOS should be prosecuted for the bloody fraud. If I wasn't banned from X, I'd be meshing them. Create another X account, Grayo. Create another one. Grayo, by the way, I've got your gift here, mate. I've got your gift. Look, I'm not going to... Look. Graham Morgan. It's right here. Wait, it's right here, Graham. You are the lucky winner of a picture that I drew many, many months ago. And I said that I'm going to give out this picture once I reach 10,000 subscribers. It's been delayed, but I've obviously got 10,000 subscribers now. So thank you so much, Grayo. You absolute legend. Thank you for supporting the channel. Absolutely legend, mate. Absolutely beautiful person. No doubt about it. It's over here in Italy with me. It would be so easy for Sunjem to find evidence that he is a United fan. It's easier than sending an email. Exactly. He isn't a United fan. The way he's conducted himself. Guys, you know what, Helge? When you buy Man United tickets, exactly what you said there. When you buy Man United tickets, you get an email, don't you? You get an email. So you could prove that you are a Man United supporter very, very easily. I can do it right now. I could go to my email right now, right, and share screen and show you all the tickets that I purchased. Even before I had a season ticket, I used to purchase tickets from Viagogo and stuff like that. Madness, isn't it? Absolutely. Big up. Jamie, there's absolutely no way he's a bigger United fan than any of us in the chat. Absolutely no way. He's not a fan of Man United, Jamie. I would say that absolutely, because you, Jamie, you can prove that you're a Man United fan. He can't. He can't prove he's a Man United fan. You can. You know what I mean? A7K, only way to kick the Glazers and INEOS out is boycott everything, protest, and cancel most of the home matches and empty the stadium. I agree with that. AC7, it's God sent, but we're never going to do it, are we? We're never united enough. We're never like together as a unit, as a fan base. We always have to pickle with each other. Someone's always a bigger fan than the other person, and that is the problem. That's the problem. We can't unite for a common goal. You know, we have certain people in fan camps who don't want to unite with certain people who are elite fans who've been going for 60 years. We got this kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? We're very divided. I mean, it's ironic that our name is Manchester United. We're far from united. Far from it. And I'm trying to bring unity. You know? Big up Coco, my friend. Big up Jamie. Everyone in this chat knows the history. I guarantee Ratcliffe don't. I would love to get Jim Ratcliffe on here live and ask him some questions. I would love to do it and ask him a few questions about it, about Manchester United. I would ask him some simple ones. I'll start with some simple ones, and then we go from there. Because at the moment, I don't think he will answer any one of those questions correctly. But he will have to sit next to me because I know he probably has some top dollar AI to answer the questions for him. He probably has it on the screen like that. You know what I mean? And he's looking at the AI. I would get him here, right here. I say, right, Jim, come on. Right, I'm not going to revise on nothing. Let's ask some questions. In fact, I'm not going to ask the questions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the community to ask the questions. I'll get the community to ask the questions for me, so I can't revise the questions. Right? So, community, ask the questions to Jim Ratcliffe, and you, if you don't answer, I'll answer it for him. Absolutely. We're letting all the good players are being taken. We have Deadwood. How can we ever get it better? Exactly. We're going further and further behind Coco. Absolutely. Helge, we have to get INEOS and the Glazers out or stand no chance. Spurs, Newcastle, top four does way better business than us. We are going to catch up with nothing. It's impossible. And guys, you know what, Helge? Every single time they qualify for the Champions League, they get 100 million. They're just going to get further away from us, guys. And this is the worst thing. It's people like me, people like Helge, people like this, Danny B, all these people in this stream who really care about this football club. You know, who own this football club, who, if we own this football club, we'll make sure this football club succeeds. Because we know what this football club is about. We've been there. We've seen it. We won the T-shirt. Danny B, if INEOS don't get Mbeumo deal done, they better start digging their graves there. Mate, you know what? I said it, Danny B. It's that, you know, the people who are slightly on INEOS, and basically INEOS doubt. You know, those people who are INEOS doubt, those people who are INEOS doubt are going to completely turn. Trust me. They're going to lose 90% of their followers. There still will be the few that support them, but 90% of their followers, if they walk away from this Mbeumo deal and they use excuse, we're not going to be held to ransom. We're not going to pay the money that they want. Yeah, well, thank you for wasting our 1.5 months, mate. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Danny. Big up Coco, make me want to vomit. Absolutely. INEOS are rubbish. Absolutely. Amiral, big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Jim's going to be famous, all right? Famous for Liverpool winning the 23 League title. Absolutely. He'd be famous at this rate. He'd be famous for getting Man United relegated at this rate. Shakur, big up yourself. Hi, Sal. Do you think they will get Mbeumo over? I think we will, Shakur. And the thing is, Shakur, is that I think that we'll pay the money that Brentford want as well. And that would represent that we've absolutely wasted 2 months doing nothing, to be honest with you guys. Absolutely. And yeah, absolutely. Grayo, by the way, sorry I had to fold it. But it's not completely folded, but I had to. But it's the only bloody envelope I could find. But yeah, I'm over here. It's very difficult. I'm in Naples at the moment, so yeah. I've been running around trying to find an envelope. I found one. That should be all right anyway. But I'm glad. Ayo, yeah, Grayo, you absolute legend. Natty, if they walk now, they will look fool if they're afraid they are not competent to do that. If they walk now, Natty, they will look absolutely incompetent. They will look absolutely ridiculous. Lean back, FC. That's what they're doing at the moment. We might as well get Fat Joe down there, Kenny, isn't it? Lean back. Lean back. We're relaxed. We're sitting there at the bar. That's what they've been doing all summer, sitting at the bar, talking to a mannequin. Coco, even with Mbeumo offering himself on a plate, 2nd of June, we are here, one signing and carrying Deadwood. Only 2 positives so far. INEOS getting exposed and Amram killing player power. That's basically it. We're clutching at straws, ain't we, Coco? We're actually clutching at straws at the moment. Big up Amaral. Mbeumo, I think the deal is off. I don't think so. I think Man United will get it through. I'm going to watch a EFL Champions League League 1 and League 2 next season. I'm going to waste my time watching United. Johnny, come on this stream. We'll have a chat, mate, and watch it on here. Most of our ex-players are shy at gym supporter. They're looking after their own interest. You know what Gary Neville's looking after, isn't it? He's looking after hotel football. He knows by that regeneration project, he could get a brand new bloody hotel. He knows it. He's not going to fall out with them. Absolutely not. Held. This going to happen all this summer. Mbeumo gets done. Sancho and Garner goes for a low fee. Absolutely. Rash and Anthony goes for a loan. Obi to buy. We buy a fringe shit striker. That's it. Oh, goodness me. Can you imagine? At this rate, Helge, that actually sounds like a good deal. The way they're going. Never Mbeumo would have come in that price we bidded. But second, we should not have wasted time behind him rather than focus on bringing Goalkeeper type striker. We're not going to, I mean, there you go. We wasted a lot of time just working on one deal. That's the problem. No one will say anything about Shite Jim because he's English. Look, at the end of the day, A7, I'm English. So, you know, what I would say, it's nothing to do with the real English because the real English are proper, mate. They're salt of the earth people, and we know, right? At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with that. He's just a snobby, arrogant billionaire. That's what he is. And he don't care about anyone other than anyone else who's billionaires or millionaires. He looks down on people like me and you. That's the difference. It's nothing to do with where he's from. Let me be honest, A7K. The only reason that people supported him was because he's where he's from. But you know what? I never looked at that. I looked at what he could bring for the football club. What is he good at the football club? Because at the end of the day, it's an English football club. But what I would say is this, right? I would say that he was not as good as Qatar. If Qatar owned this football club, it'd be a lot better right now. And we have to call it as we have to call a spade a spade. We have to be realistic. Shite in class. At the end of the day, look, you know what, ACA, you're absolutely right. If they're the best in class, I would like to know who is their worst in class. I really would. Guys, absolutely. Guys, I'm off. Sorry that I'm going off in the chat. I really am just heartbroken the state of this. I don't blame you, Jamie. Thank you, mate, for supporting the channel. Really appreciate you. I feel the same, mate. I do feel the same. I feel your pain, bruv. I really do. Philip, what's going on? Hello, Sal. I think this is becoming a comedy. So embarrassing. I agree with you, Philip. It is actually a comedy. You know what I mean? It is actually heartbreaking what's going on. It's true, as Thingy said, as Jamie said. But don't worry, Sal. Casemiro sure looks lean. Xerxes scored a nice goal in training. Onana is smiling, walking in character. It'll be okay. Exactly. Here we go again, Hilge. Here we go again. Here we go, go. Da, 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 da. Here we are. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going again. Fit, look at them, sharp in training, scoring goals in open goals with no defenders and no goalkeeper in goal. Look at that. Goodness me. They're looking trim. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness me. You don't mean to say that footballers have to go get fit? No way. Don't tell me that footballers have to get fit. I never knew that. I never knew that footballers had to go to training. I never knew that. My goodness me. I run 5K a day. I'm in my 40s. You know what I mean? In the blistering heat. I'm not asking for 300 grand a week. These guys are, honest to God, my goodness me, they're just, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely so incompetent. Big up, Helge. Big up, Jamie. Don't let United bring you down. Absolutely, don't let United bring you down. Guys, don't let anyone bring you down. But what I would say, I want you to separate what Manchester United is from what the ownership is in regards to the Glazers and INEOS and some of those fans. I want you to separate what we are, where we came from, who we are, and remember who we are. Right? We have to put the pressure on. Kevin, Benjamin Sesko, is it true? Are we after him? Look, Kevin, what I would say is this, mate. If Arsenal couldn't negotiate a deal with Benjamin Sesko, what makes us an incompetent, can't even get Mbeumo through the deal, even though he's begging to come to Man United? What makes us feel that we can get Sesko over the line? That's my biggest question. Right? And Sesko's not even my first choice, guys. I don't want to sound snobby, but 13 goals in 33 appearances doesn't really appeal to me, you know, in the Bundesliga as well. But I would take anyone at the moment. But what makes us think that we are going to get Sesko, you know, through the door? It's very difficult to see now, isn't it, man? Worst Man United team of all time. You know what happened there, Chelsea? You know when Ruben Amorim said that? Ruben Amorim meant it. I know he backtracked because he needed the players on side. But Ruben Amorim bloody meant it. He meant it. He knows this is the worst Man United team of all time. He's played against great Man United teams, Ruben Amorim. You know? Same as that player's return for preseason. I bought one player, bought 0 sold, no repercussions for performing horribly. We accept that. It's okay, Casemiro. Absolutely. And watch Luke Shaw, Helge, before the World Cup. Before the World Cup starts, watch Luke Shaw. Watch him come miraculously get fit and around March time, guys. Around March, he will miraculously get fit. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. It's been an emotional one again. But guys, thank you so much. I actually really appreciate you. Whew, I'm tired, but you know what? We keep going, guys. We keep believing, and we have to carry on calling these guys out. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video as well, guys. And also, guys, don't forget to put your notifications on in case I go live, in case anything miraculously breaks out the blue. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Sal Warner, and this is Chatterbox. Take it easy. Peace.